Good morning. I'm back walking the trail, and I wanted to do part 2 of the video series that I started yesterday. So yesterday I talked about kind of the history, my backstory, how the whole Epic Family Road Trip kind of came about, where the idea came from, and so on. And like I told you yesterday, we had planned for a 3-month road trip, and as of a few weeks ago or a month ago, we have now been on the road for 3 years. We loved it so much. We still absolutely love what we're doing. We hope we can do this hopefully for 5 years. I mean, if you remember from yesterday's video, I talked about 5 years as a laborer, 5 years as a skilled laborer, 5 years learning how to run a business, 5 years as a franchisor, the 20 years of doing that. There was 5 years before that just working on farms, and then now we've been 3 years traveling, and hopefully we can do at least 5, but that would be cool. Keep up with the 5-year segments, these little chapters, you know. I like to look at life as these chapters, and never compare your chapter 1 or your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 5, because comparison is the thief of joy. Live fully in that chapter and enjoy every minute of it. When we were starting our business, we had no money. It was so exciting and so much fun. When we were doing well and expanding, it was so much fun. I didn't want to sell. I didn't want to get out of it. I dreamed I'd be doing that the rest of my life, because we enjoyed every minute of it. When we were raising our family and the kids were young, we tried to enjoy every minute of that. So always enjoy the chapter you're in right now, and then if you enjoy this chapter, you're going to enjoy the next one when it comes. So the question we get, the second question we get a lot of is, what is work, play, care? You know, we have it on the back of our shirts and on our website. Our email address is work, play, care. So we get that question a lot. So that work, play, care are the 3 values that we set out on this trip with. In business, we learned the importance of having clearly articulated values, and how the environment of your business is really determined by those values, and then having people on the team that are predisposed to those values, who understand them and get them and are excited by them and behave accordingly to them. And it's no different in a family. It's no different on a journey, a trip. You know, it's easier to reach your destination when you have clarity on where you're going, what you're doing, and most importantly, why you're doing it. So initially, our goal and our vision was really just to spend time together as a family. We had worked those 20 years as a family. The kids were heavily involved. They thought they had an important role, which they did, and we made sure that they knew that their role was just as important as mine. Maybe I'm out front or on stage, but their role in the background, in the behind the scenes, helping support Mom and what she's doing, which is supporting me. It all works together. Everybody's role is as important as the next. And so we worked all those years together, and we thought, let's take some time off as a family, and that's what we did. So our mission, I guess, for that first year was just to spend quality and quantity time together, uninterrupted by, and so we freed ourselves from all kinds of things. We ended up freeing ourselves from our home, because that was kind of a burden in the background. It got robbed while we were away, and all, you know, we just we sold that. We didn't want any distractions. We had been freed up from the business during the sale after a transition period. There was very few phone calls and emails coming in, so that was a certain amount of freedom there. Completely free from the bank. I'd worked hard for 20 years, me and Carol, to pay off any debt and mortgages and make sure that we were living within our means and living debt free. So there was a certain amount of freedom there, financial freedom, and then freedom from the good opinion of others. Everybody's got their opinion about what you should be doing and how you should be living your life, and I think each one of us needs to have our own ideas as a family. Sit down as a family and say what's important to us, not what's important to society or to our circle of friends or whatever. And that, I think, a lot of the bondage people feel is of their own creation. They value too much the good opinion of others. I value advice. Sorry, that's hard to say. We value advice very, very much, and advice comes from people who have been there, before and have done things, and they can help you avoid pitfalls. But there's a difference between advice and opinion. Opinion is just somebody's opinion, and that should be valued as such, and say, thank you, I appreciate your opinion, and I take it under advisement or whatever, but this is what we believe and this is what we're going to do. So free yourself from the good opinion of others, because that's all it is. It's just an opinion, and you shouldn't live your life based on other people's opinion. If you look up a video by Steve Jobs, I think it was a commencement speech. It very powerful words. There's a man who had just faced death, and shortly thereafter he faced it again. But he said, "Don't live your life in dogma, which is the I think he said the opinion of others, or living according to other people's beliefs." So really make sure you're clear. So that brings us back to the values. Values help you get clarity on what your beliefs are. So we picked 3 simple values: work, play, and care. And I'll explain each one and how they had a role so far in our trip. So work is just that. Work ethic is just a foundational bedrock value or principle of life. No success comes before work. It's just how it is, and the harder you work and the smarter you work, the more chance you're going to have at success, at achieving your goals and dreams. So we wanted me and Carol our kids to grow up with that same value, even though they're not necessarily doing that much labor work like I did as a kid. Work is physical, emotional, mental. There's all kinds of different types of work. So we wanted them to understand the value of hard work. If they were to be successful in school, and we're doing online school, which requires even more self-discipline, I think, then they would need to understand the value of work. You're not going to be successful in school. You're not going to get your grades. You're not going to get your credits unless you have the self-discipline to work hard at it. Same with physical fitness. You're not going to maintain a certain level of physical fitness unless you work at it. There's just no easy way. Everyone's looking for the silver bullet, the latest fad, the latest diet, but really all it boils down to is just get up off the couch and work. And the same in business and in life. You have to work in order to get money, and then money opens the doors to all kinds of other opportunities. So whether it's at your job or at your business, hard work is one of the greatest values, and we wanted to make sure, even though we were traveling, that our children grew up with that same value. So work was number 1. Play was number 2. All work and no play, you've heard that, makes Johnny a dull boy, I think it says in that old rhyme. But there's a lot of truth to that. If you don't take the time to have fun, if you don't take the time to play, if you don't take the time to just really enjoy the journey. One of our values was enjoy life in the process. So, put customers first, have a great attitude, respect everything and everyone, and enjoy life in the process. Make sure you take the time. Neighborly, the Dwyer Group, one of their values is have fun in the process. And that's so important. And so sometimes these things are out of balance from time to time. It's hard to always have them equal balanced. In fact, that's not realistic. There was a chapter in my life where work was way out of balance with play. We played and took holidays as we could. We kind of fit them in to our work schedule. Then at the chapter 5 of my life, which was this road trip, there was especially the first year or two, it was a way out of balance, way more play than work. And now we're coming into a new kind of phase of this chapter where I'm doing more speaking and coaching, and the kids also are learning that it's not just all play. One thing Carol and I wanted to make sure they understood was that as we travel on, we're also looking to learn new skills, learn business skills, and so on. And so they are working on the YouTube channel and everything that comes with that. As you build an audience online, then companies want to get access to those eyeballs, and they say, look, you're what they call an influencer in a certain market. So we're what you might call a micro influencer in the family adventure market. And so there's all kinds of companies that are looking to introduce products to that market, and so they're talking to the kids. It will give you this product, try it out. If you like it, please tell your audience about it. So those are awesome business skills that the kids are slowly learning, and that makes Carol and I very, very happy. Not only that, but learning about videography and how to create quality content. You can't just put junk out there. It's got to be quality. So they're learning about audio and video and editing and using the editing software and keeping a schedule and being consistent with your content. And it's just fabulous work that goes along with the play. So don't worry if they're out of balance from time to time, but always try to incorporate, when you're in the phase of working really hard, incorporate play as much as possible. We tried to make our office fun, so that I had a section for wall ball in the office. We had kind of an open concept, and if I saw a guy dialing, and a sales guy, for instance, smiling and dialing and working, I'd say, hey, let's do a 5-minute wall ball competition. They'd get up, they'd play, laugh, get the blood flowing, and then sit down and have that much more energy and excitement for the next phone call. So incorporate fun and play into your life. And then the last one is care, which is really the bedrock underpinnings, philosophical underpinnings of everything we try to do. CARE stands for create a remarkable experience. And for me, that is for our customers. We're trying to do that every week for our viewers. When I go on stage, I have the honor of speaking in front of a franchise group or something like that. I'm there for one purpose: to create a remarkable experience for these people. So, remarkable, that word is defined as something worth remarking about, something that goes above and beyond. Just doing a great job is good, but it's not enough. If you want to be remarkable, if you want people to make remarks and speak about you and help you grow through word of mouth, you have to go above and beyond. And I often mention a baker's dozen. If you go in to buy a dozen donuts and an employee's behind the counter, they'll slide across 12 donuts. But if the baker happened to be in that day, he or she will say, hey, let me see inside that box. You got room for an extra donut? And they'll slide a 13th donut in there, right? It didn't cost him or her any money. It didn't take any extra time, but it made you as a customer feel special. And that's really what Create a Remarkable Experience is about. And then it transcends business, and it rolls into the family. Our jobs as parents is to create a remarkable experience for our kids, and vice versa, and work through issues, and that in itself is remarkable. And communicate, that's remarkable, and have fun together, that's remarkable. So then it goes beyond that, past the work, past the family, and out into the community. And when you leave with values, like we did, with the value to create a remarkable experience, all of a sudden your eyes are open. You begin to look beyond yourself and look for the needs of others. And a funny thing happens when you're doing that: you find needs everywhere. And so we found opportunities in the last 3 years to help people create a remarkable experience for people in all kinds of different ways. And it isn't always giving money. There's monetary help is good in some situations, but not always. Physically spending time is good. Volunteering is good. And even as simple as just smiling at someone, even as simple as saying a kind word, even as simple as just giving some free advice to help brighten somebody's day or their life. These things are of great value, and that's what it means to create a remarkable experience. We had, if you've seen some of our videos, the video where we were able to rescue 120 whales off a beach in New Zealand, that all came about, I believe, because we had the values to create a remarkable experience by leaving the people we meet and the places we visit a little better than we found them. And so we had been trying to get into this place called Abel Tasman National Park for a long time, and we finally secured a spot. And it was expensive to be there, but we booked the time. We had set up camp, and then the kids are finally realizing this dream to be here. And then they got a text. Someone was watching on some national TV coverage that there was a big whale beaching in New Zealand. So the kids, I believe, because the statement, when values are clear, decision making is easy. Because our values to create a remarkable experience, to care, was clear, they didn't hesitate in their decision to start packing up and to forfeit the camp spot and the down payment and everything we had put into that, and just wanted to pack up immediately and drive the 4.5 hours up to the beach, where these very remote place where these whales were stranded. And we were able to get trained on first aid, and then just spend the day keeping the whales cool by bucketing water onto them and covering them with sheets. And then when the tide came in, we were able to push them out, and then everyone joined hands and create a human chain so they wouldn't come back in, and eventually they all swam out to sea. And it was just an amazing experience that I believe came about because we had clarity on our values. When values are clear, decision making is easy. So the short answer of what is work, play, care, those are our 3 values. We have all kinds of other principles that we believe in as a family, and we work together and we review in our morning meetings and keep top of mind. But those are the 3 external ones: work hard, play hard, and care by leaving the people we meet and the places we visit a little better than we found them. So for you, in your family, in your business, in your job, in the department in which you work, whatever it is, in your community, what are the core values? What are the things that you value? What are the behaviors that you value? What are the things that define who you are? If you're building a business, what do you want to be known for? Create those values, articulate them very, very clearly, repeat them together as a team on a regular basis. We do it daily. At Neighborly, Dwyer Group, whenever there's more than 3 people in a meeting, they review their values to begin the meeting. Awesome idea. Keep them top of mind, and then they will affect your behaviors. Decisions will be made based on those, and life will be good. So that's the second video. Work hard, play hard, and care. Have clear values, and you're in good shape. So probably have a third or fourth. Maybe I'll just keep going until all the questions that we get are answered. I hope you're enjoying these. And Patreon community, thank you. We appreciate you, and have an absolutely wonderful day.